Welcome to another Winspiration show. Be Winspired, and that means to be, fully alive, winning attitude, and in spirit. So, and how do we do this? A lot of people are stuck and not really coming forward, and whatever it is. But today we have someone who is, was a kind of magician in this world, and Bill McKenna, I hope I pronounced it right, Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, what he did already, like the body work, the martial artist or whatever, and an interesting creative guy. And he created a method, a fast working method which creates immense change. And on his website, there's a list of potential benefits. It's amazing, from personal development to relationships, money, everything. So it's about unlimiting you really and free you for full potential. And the website, it says science powered mind body transformation. And I want to learn a lot today about this cognitive movement, the founder and the guy who experienced so many magic results already. So great that you're here, have the time. Thank you, Bill. And what is what it makes it that the miracles, or what you call miracles, make it possible?
Well, first of all, this whole modality was created with myself and Liz Larson.
Mm.
I know you've had her on your show as well, but the what one of the definitions for a miracle is science that's yet to be understood. It appears like a miracle, but it's really the
Yeah,
science yet to evolve. Now the science of cognomovement, which it's based in the nervous system, the science of changing your entire life through your subconscious. And if you notice, we use the words nervous system and subconscious. They're the same. They're the same thing. So everybody's probably listening, because if you're listening to this show, Winspiration, I love the title of your show, and what you're all about is performance and having a better life in all aspects, which is, I mean, this is the perfect marriage of technology and what people are after on your show. Everybody's probably heard already that our subconscious is what actually controls our life. Everybody's heard that 95% of what's going on in your life is your subconscious. And, for years, I would think about why. I don't get it. I heard it many times that, oh, it's my subconscious which creates my reality. And the interesting thing here, the discovery here, is, how does it do that? Why? Why do I drink so much?
hmm,
Why do I always get in fights with my husband, my wife, my mom, my dad? Why? Why do I always find myself getting fired?
even if I
Why?
want it different, and even
Even
intellectually
I want
want
it
it
different.
different. Yeah.
I want it different. Why is it? Or on the other side of things, why is it that, I accomplish this or that, or I can do these things? It's really very, very simple. And that is, your subconscious expresses itself through and in your nervous system.
Hmm.
So what happens is, I get a feeling, my nervous system automatically creates a feeling. If
Hmm.
you notice, before it takes, once you listen to this and once you start to get it, there's a feeling that precedes my thought.
Yeah.
Once I have the feeling and the thought, that's going to drive my actions.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to drive how I interpret the world around me.
Mm-hmm.
We all know people that are happy, that are productive, that are like, my God, he's got it all together. She's got it all together. In every aspect of
Yeah.
life, they're happy, productive, wealthy. They have the jus de vie. And what it is that is an outward expression of what's going on in the nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
The nervous system, or subconscious, gets programmed typically at a very early age. Between the ages of 0 and 7 years old, what happens is we are in what's called a theta brainwave state. Now,
Mm-hmm.
theta is, as a hypnotist, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the person's brain waves into theta, where they can adopt a new idea. So we naturally, as humans, go through a human development between 0 and 7 years old.
This is
And
about always the 7 years, 7, 14, 21, 28.
Yeah, there's different things going on at different developments at different periods of time. And they're different parts of your brain too.
Yeah.
At different stages. So if I'm, let's say, for example, I am between the ages of 0 and 7, and I'm just there. I'm watching TV. In the background, I hear my mom and dad fighting about money. You spend too much money. We don't have enough. I don't know how I'm going to make it this month. The bills are so much. What happens is our subconscious, our nervous system takes it in. So yes. The end of the month comes, and I'm like, oh, I'm so afraid of what I owe. They talk about billionaires, and these billionaires, you've heard many of them say, there's never enough. There's never enough.
Yeah.
You know why there's never enough? It's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that feeling is the nervous system, which continually drives them to try to get more and try to get more.
Yeah.
Now, for all of us, this is operating in full effect constantly. That's this. If you want to know what's in your nervous system, all you have to do is to look at your life. Mm-hmm. That's the expression of the nervous system. And for all of us, it is so much like, oh, maybe I want to deny it. But the easiest way to do this, to validate it for yourself, is the people that are closest to you. You mm-hmm. can see it in them. Oh, they got this pattern. They're always, I had another relationship and men are so bad. Oh, women, they cheat. Oh, everybody's after my money. Oh, the same story.
Mm-hmm.
It's in that feeling.
When you said the nervous system is subconscious, now I guess most people saw the film The Secret or thinking about that, what you need to change your belief systems. And I think that it's so much more what you looking at. It's not just the thought itself. And if I understand you right, you can work on your thought. I'm also not a friend from affirmation because it's very tough and maybe you get more resistance in the system. But nervous system for you is so much more.
Exactly. I say it's really an unfair battle.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they say 95% of what's going on is your subconscious. That means I got a feeling. My feeling is generated. Only 5% of us is actually conscious. So
Yeah,
what
sorry
the
to interrupt, but when you said 95%, but said a lot of people also in the coaching world say this 95% is mindset. But here, I feel, see the difference. It's not just a mindset, it's more kind of cell set.
yes. And here's the beauty of it. The beauty of it, well, it's wonderful and it's horrible. The way that we have been taught is that you need to change your mindset. You need to think differently.
Mm-hmm.
You to, you need to just get stronger. You know, you had a word for it in German. Do. Yes,
Yes.
you know, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is, but
Must. Must. Mm-hmm.
must,
Must.
must,
Yeah. You have to. Mm-hmm.
you have to. So, what this is, remember, remember times in your life when you were heartbroken, when you were depressed. All of us have been through it. And somebody tells you, you know, you need to think differently. You know, you just need to change your mind. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, hey, you, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
you can't change your mind. The feeling is too strong. And this is the problem. We're trying to think I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am a faster runner, whatever it might be. And this is not a fair fight. Your brain, if you look at it, it's like I'm trying to, with my brain, control this entire nervous system, and I can't. Until today, there is a method that we can start to get control and get a different feeling automatically,
Mm-hmm.
where we're not fighting. You know what? I do feel abundant. I do see possibilities because I feel it. I am happy. I feel it. And this is the big thing about what myself and Liz came to, is changing the nervous system. So you're not faking it. I'm not overriding it. I'm not suppressing it. I am it.
Today, I believe on all those suffering for so much more than in my childhood when everybody just focused me what you can see. But today I know also that even kids or you even can learn to read and see colors blindfolded. So
Oh yeah.
what is really the thing and everything what we see, if it's the light or the sound, is just an extreme limitation. So, and I understand you, do you open up from this little narrow channel or whatever, and then suddenly so much more information are going in the system.
It's true. It's true. You get, when you do these Cognomovement exercises,
Mm-hmm.
it's physically literal that you will get more information. You know, you talked about Switzerland before we went on air. And in Switzerland, you're surrounded by mountains, and you said it is very much follow the rules. And you almost, what you did with your hands is you put them up almost like blinders. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
like blinders in a
For
horse,
horses, yeah,
like
exactly.
horses, blinders.
Mm-hmm.
If you know people who are very rigid, it happens a lot with senior citizens. You know, they have, this is what I eat. I eat meatloaf on Wednesday, and it has to be this way. Or these are the bad people, these are the good people, and I only have this view. If you can watch their eyeballs, their
Mm-hmm.
eyes won't move. They will move in a very
Mm-hmm.
small amount of space. For people who suffer with autism, their eyes become where they don't move very much, or they may move in one direction but not the other. It has a limited capacity. This is important. Why is this important? It's important because your eyeballs, your brain, and your spinal cord are one system. This is your nervous system. And everywhere that I move my eyeballs is a different part of my brain. If I look over to the left, predominantly right brain. If I look over to the right, predominantly left brain. If you notice the area that's difficult to look, this is where the problem is. This is where the solution is. I'm going to utilize more of my brain. And there are very, very specific things with Cognomovement that you learn as to how to find what we call a glitch. Where the problem with my mom always blah, blah, blah. I always have a problem with my boss. I never have enough money. That is a resolvable issue. And what will happen is a new truth emerges. Literally, your eyes become wider, your peripheral vision opens up. When you go on vacation, everybody in Europe, you vacation much more than the people in the United States. But have you ever been to a city or a country? You got on a plane and you went somewhere you've never been. When you get off the plane and you go to the new place, do you notice, if you remember, you take yourself back, your peripheral vision opens up. You're taking in so much more information. You know, your vision is not focused like reading. It opened up in the awe. And you feel
good. In the shopping mall, I always see the same shops, yes.
Yeah, you walk down the street where you live, you always see the same shops, you look, and your vision closes down. Focal vision is what they call it.
The moment you said you let's say, step out of the plane, come in the new country, and you said it's about the eyes, and like the elderly people, what the young people say, oh, this is my standpoint. So to make it sure that it is, and this is the only opinion I have. But then it's suggested to move. So where is it different when I walk and I can turn my head? Now I see the different countries. And how much important is the eye movement?
So your eye movement is one aspect, very, very important, because not only are you going to utilize different parts of your brain, in each new part of your brain that you utilize, there's new information, and you connect information. This goes in every single aspect.
Does it mean if I would just turn my head, okay, the same information somehow goes through the eye, but with not moving, it maybe goes in the wrong room, a wrong drawer, or whatever. I need also to move the eyes that it goes to the right place.
So you are you're going to pick up more information, but it's very, very, without doing the exercises, I'm going to demonstrate this to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep your head straight and level, I'd like you to move your eyes to your right. Just move the eyeballs to the right and look upwards a little bit onto the right. Is this uncomfortable for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And look down and to the right. Is it a little bit uncomfortable over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a little bit, but it is, yeah. First of all,
a little bit.
To concentrate me.
Yeah.
And what is in the
Okay.
subconscious? Okay, my enemy is maybe in front of me or whatever. Depends really where it's going on to or whatever. Mm-hmm.
So look over to the opposite side, the left side now.
Mm-hmm. So much easier.
It's so much easier for you.
Yeah.
So if you're having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
you're having a conversation with someone, and you somehow, some way, look over to the right, it's
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable. You
Yeah.
would rather look to the left because it's like, if something like you go out to eat and the table is sticky, somebody had maple syrup and it's a little sticky on your hand, you're like, you don't put your, or the arm at rest is hot or cold. You're like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't like that feeling. So you never put your arm there. You never put your eyes there.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, this is where new information is.
Yeah.
This
Mm-hmm.
this is where a new, not only information, but a different feeling. But it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you never look there. So this is the remember when I said your nervous system keeps you bound into a reality.
Yeah.
So it is your body working in conjunction with your thoughts, and your feelings to keep you locked in a reality. That's why all the people, if you think back in your life, for the most part, all the people you have known all your life, they're basically the same person. Yes? They're basically the same for the most part.
Yeah. If you mean those who I spend more time with or whatever.
Yeah, like a family member, you've known
Oh,
them all
okay.
your life.
They don't change. Yes, sure. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
This is because they have these patterns and they've never been able to reprogram the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's not that they're bad people. It's not that they do not want a better life.
Mm-hmm.
It's that they don't have a good method
Mm-hmm.
of trying to get there. They'll talk to themselves, don't be a jerk. Don't be this. Don't feel bad about yourself. You're okay. Don't you're worthy. But the feeling is I'm not worthy.
Mm-hmm.
So all we have to do is begin the process
Mm-hmm.
of connecting the parts of the brain
Mm-hmm.
and allowing the truth of the person that they are good, that they can
Mm-hmm.
accomplish, that they can be different. It becomes the new reality.
Mm-hmm. You said everything happens in the first 7 years. So if we forget what happened between or in the time, the 9 months pregnancy, I guess there can influences as well. But um, so just a simple idea to make it simple for me. I come on planet Earth. I'm somehow clean. My personal frequency is super clear. I attract everything what is good for me, but then some other frequency are interfering, and later I can't really listen anymore to my real inner music.
Yes, this is true. This is true. And our subconscious is being programmed throughout our lives. We
Hmm.
may have something happen during our lives, and so it's a
More
constant
survival.
process.
Yeah, the reptilian brain and everything.
Now, you know, we come into this lifetime, many of us, we come in with something to work on. And I tell you a little story. I
Usually
have I
we come
have
with a topic we want to work on. That's what you mean.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. A topic we want to work on.
Yeah.
So my daughter, when she was only maybe before 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This is before 2 years old because I was still feeding her a bottle. And my sister, she gave me a book.
Mm-hmm.
And this book is a picture book. The picture book is called Always.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mother elephant and a baby elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And the mother elephant is talking to the baby elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And the story goes, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're mad. And then, it goes on like this. And then at the end, it says, but no matter what you say or do, you turn the page and it says, I'll always love you.
Mm-hmm.
And I read this to my daughter the first day, and I'm there reading, and she kind of wiggles when we get to the last page. I didn't think anything of it. It's just a baby, kind of, uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how children, they like to get the same book read day after day. Next day, I pull out the book. Sometimes you're glad, sometimes you're mad, sometimes you're sad. And then no matter what you say or do, and she covers her ears. She covers her ears up, puts her hands over her ears. I'll always love you. Starts wiggling. She cannot accept that no matter what, I'll always love her.
Mm-hmm.
She came into this lifetime with this.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, the good fortune for me and for her, I knew that this was happening, so I worked on it. I have a lot of tools to work on it with her, and we solved it.
Mm-hmm.
But it came in from birth.
Yeah.
From birth.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'd like to know more because it says also it's very fast and longer lasting and more profound, everything. So we talk about therapies or psychotherapies for 1.5 years, 1,000 years and everything, working on something, and maybe you feel better with the shit, but nothing really solved. Or you think different about the shit better and feeling or not. But what is it, what makes it so fast? That the change, you bring it in the world, you come with it, or you have clients who for decades are working to keep the problem, and then it can be anyway fast, if I understand.
It is. And what it is, I'll actually, if you'd like, I can actually, Cognomovement
Mm-hmm.
is hundreds and hundreds of techniques
Mm-hmm.
that what they is to reprogram the nervous system
Okay.
and the subconscious. So today, what I'd like to do is to give the gift for you
Mm-hmm.
and the audience one technique which will start them immediately in the process of getting some changes.
Mm-hmm.
So pardon me?
Sounds very good. Yeah.
Okay, good. So
yeah.
you mentioned that you have a stiff neck, correct?
Especially in the past,
Attention.
like also I put everything on my shoulders and was fearful in my childhood. So I
Yeah.
really, really made my whole body full of tension. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there is an amazing this amazing information in order to have a negative feeling, you must have tension in your body.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Yeah.
And when the tension disappears, so does the negative thought.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for many
Would you say
people,
also like on the kind of binary system, tension for you is cells are more closing instead of opening up.
it's all the way from the
Whenever you see
cellular.
someone who is, oh, I'm depressed, that's not really.
Yeah, it is your nervous system, and it expresses out through your tension in your body. And not only does it do that, but it actually kicks off all kinds of chemicals.
Yeah.
So it's one big integrated system.
Yeah.
But it's all gets affected.
Mm-hmm.
So this technique is very, very simple. And Liz Larson actually had developed this technique. We work together to bring all of these advancements to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is, let's say the biggest problem in your life, the whatever, you don't have to tell me what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you just bring the problem to mind, notice how you feel about it. And by the way, this exercise is not to be done when driving, operating equipment, none of that. You have to do this in a chair and in a safe and comfortable environment.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you bring the particular issue to mind and turn your head to the left. Just turn your head to the left as far as it will go. But now look to the right with your eyeballs. Look over at me on the screen. Okay. And let yourself feel how you do about the problem. But your eyeballs are looking here towards the screen, and your head is now going to the left. Notice that your head is releasing. Look at, you just went further to the left.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes to the right. Your eyes looking here. Look actually at me. And move your head when it's available. Notice how, now for the people, keep going. For the people on Zoom, there you go. Now, for the people on Zoom, you can see he's moved his head so far over to the left. See, you feel it moving. Can you feel it releasing? Keep your eyes over here. Your eyes don't want to. There you go. Keep looking at me. Keep your head. Look at me. There you go. And the head is going further over. It's amazing flexibility. Here you go. Look at how far further it's going now. Look at that. Look at how far he's going. And for those on the radio that can't see this, it's incredible the amount of that he is moving his head so far over. There we go. Breathe. You allow yourself to feel how you do. And there you and now come back to the left, straight. Just come back to straight. Relax. Take a breath. And now gently just move your head left and right. Move your head there. And notice how far to the left you can move now.
Yes.
Notice
big difference. Yeah.
A huge difference.
Yeah. And it's not only the difference, it's also the feeling is different, more tension and more ease on this side. Yeah.
Okay. So as the tension releases, you're doing two things. You're creating a connection in a part of your brain that didn't want to connect. It was difficult for you to look to the right, but we forced your eyes into a different position. And in this position, a different part of your brain. And it was like, oh, okay, a different thought and corresponding release of tension. In order to have the negative thought, you need to have tension in the body. But if you notice what you said earlier, I always carry it in my shoulders. This
Mm-hmm.
was for my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you didn't have any more tension in your shoulders, then all of a sudden I wouldn't feel that way that I felt all my life.
Yeah.
I would feel different.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we think different, we act different.
Mm-hmm.
How the subconscious creates a electric fence of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Electric fence of your life. I love that we're talking here. I love that we're doing this program, because this is really about, for your audience, Winspiration, you're about moving things forward and progressing in life and having a better life and taking down the electric fence.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would have on the back of my left shoulder, I would always, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I would always be there tense. And when I learned that in order to have a negative feeling, you have to tense your body. I was a couple days after that, and I was in my kitchen, and I think everybody who's ever been married or had a girlfriend or a boyfriend is going to relate to this. I was in my kitchen, and I was there. I was getting my coffee in the morning. I'm all peaceful, and my wife comes in, and she starts talking, and in my ear, all I could hear was, and I was like, I started having a negative thought, and I was like, I was like, Bill, you must tense your body. Where is the tension? And I was like, oh, it's my left shoulder. And I was like, okay, Bill, relax the left shoulder. I relaxed it. And the most amazing thing happened. All of a sudden, my wife is like, she was talking different. And I was like, she's just telling me about her day.
Mm-hmm.
She's telling me about her day. And I was like, oh, honey, oh, that's great. Oh, you're going to do this? Wonderful. But it was as simple as that. Now, this example is a
Mm-hmm.
temporary fix, a
Yeah.
temporary fix. But the technique that you just learned, where you're moving your eyes over, you're going to start reprogramming your nervous system. If you
Mm-hmm.
keep doing it, there's much, much more. This is just one technique of hundreds
Yeah.
that you're going
That
to,
makes me
that
now
you'll,
curious,
yeah.
or my question is, okay, I can understand this here can be fast, but how to make fast changes if you need to learn 100 techniques?
Oh, how to make fast changes.
No,
Even
and just
one
to
every,
learn, there's my you over the years, maybe capable of this, but you have also coaches or practitioners, whatever you call them, around the globe who are working with this technique. How
oh
many
yes.
years do they need to learn that they can make fast changes?
Oh, you know what? Actually, you can do it on your own. Well, there's many ways to do this. So we have practitioners that can help you. They're on the website. You can get your own course.
Hmm.
There's video courses that you just watch it and you do it. You watch and you do. You follow along.
Hmm.
So this is very simple. You just learn one technique, and then you use it, and then you use the
Hmm.
next technique, and um, on your own you can do it. You can also become a practitioner and learn everything and help other people too.
Yeah.
But it is a great thing that um, anybody can do it, and
Hmm.
there's self-study courses online at cognomovement.com.
Yeah. Now we see here on the list, and we talked about this is also a lot of benefits. Like we said, okay, we said more money, or is it a better relationship, or better spiritual experiences. Is this for the topics also a special technique, or can the shoulder for them work for everything, just because this is a topic which creates attention?
That is very good. A very good question. Every technique can be used in and of itself and is effective.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes even more effective when you utilize them together.
Mm-hmm.
So that reason being is that my nervous system is like Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to block you. Like we talked about this earlier, that the people in your life, it's not that they want to be better, and they try to tell themselves, I am worthy, I am okay, I am abundant.
Mm-hmm.
But the nervous system is blocking them. No, you're not. And
Yeah.
so when you have multiple different techniques that you combine together, it becomes like you are the Bruce Lee. You're the one who is like,
Yes.
aha, and you can combat it because it's overwhelming. What happens is we overwhelm your nervous system, and it cannot hold on to the old belief anymore.
Yeah, when I come
It is
back to
physical.
my frequency question, it says, okay, we come with where I come, everybody comes with his own special frequency on planet Earth, but then comes disturbing frequencies. We don't know how many,
Yes.
whatever happens in the childhood or whatever. And so one technique takes one disturbing frequency off, but the better you take another frequency off and everything. And then when you kind of clean or free, then you be the Bruce Lee for all disturbing frequencies.
Oh, you'll be able, once you understand how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter if you have a craving. It doesn't matter if you're going through a divorce. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if the grief of a
Mm-hmm.
loss of a loved one,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or
Would you
or
say it doesn't matter with the grief, or there is no grief?
you process the grief.
Okay.
You process it.
Mm-hmm.
Or some people, they stop experiencing it
Mm-hmm.
because they have a different system related to loss.
Yeah. Martini
And
always says you never lose something. Energy is just changing form. So it shows up in different ways. So he never get the feeling of, oh, I need to suffer now because something is gone. So we can also have the joy that it was. Huh?
what happens is what the common thing around that is that all of a sudden it was all about the joy that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's not the pain. The pain of the loss is
Yes.
replaced by the
Yes.
joy of the great memory.
Yeah.
We sure did have it. We sure did have it, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So in somehow we simply say focusing on the positive, but now we just the pain is more, let's say, in the moment, or is it look in the future, and the joy is maybe looking in the past. Here can we have our different times. So what has it to do when you say also, and here it's changing timelines? What is your understanding of timelines? I think more in frequencies. So,
Ah,
and you have
okay.
a different view at timelines.
So a timeline is kind of an interesting concept. So what a timeline is, where your life and your experience, our experience in this life actually is moment to moment to moment. Right now is the only real moment in time,
Yeah.
because It's here and now and in this exact present moment.
Yeah.
And what happens is that everything happens from here and now. And when the old you that would fill in the blank, be upset, angry, need a drink, anything like that, what happens is that in the now, right now, that changes. And so what happens is that it's the weirdest phenomenon, but it exists as if I never did need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if I'm in an entirely new timeline.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. We have people who come in for all kinds of things. Let's say a fear of flying. Like, I can't, there's a big event in America or in Europe, and I have to be there for work, but I'm terrified. I'm absolutely, you don't understand. I'm not afraid. I'm beyond. It's terrified. They have panic attacks, anxiety attacks, whatever be the case. They're very afraid.
Yeah.
And when what we do is we do a session and they no longer not only think or feel the way they did, but they often at the end of the session, when you say, hey, well, I know you got a trip coming up, you got to go to Europe or something like that, and I know you said you had a little problem with that, and I cannot tell you how many times that they say, oh, that was never a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why I came here.
Mm-hmm.
And I pick up my binder. I'm like, you said it was a level 1 to 10. It was a 10. It was the worst thing in the world. And they were going, oh, I don't know. I don't know if that was really true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so this is when I say timeline, it's like as if it literal timeline shift, like it never did exist.
Or if I come back to you just said with all this nervous system or having a special mood, there is also chemicals involved. So that is a totally different chemistry, so different cocktail.
Yeah.
So that you can't feel the other stuff anymore because I don't have the chemicals at the moment to feel that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all works together. The chemicals, certain people are perpetually, filled with dopamine, the happy ones, the ones that are actually, living a great life. And there is, I love the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. You've heard of him?
Yeah, sure. I spoke with him personally. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no, that's great.
I love it also. Like I love this, not from the business area also, that the cell, the what does he call it? The brain is not in the middle, so it's more on the membrane. If this a lot of CEOs would understand, would help a lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dr. Bruce talks about these amino acids and that every cell has this receivers for every different emotion has a different lock and key amino acid. And so as we evolve, let's say I have more spaces for the happiness ones, or maybe I have more for the depressed ones, or maybe I have more for the anger ones. The cell will evolve so that it has more receivers for the ones that are on the positive side or the anger side. So this is very much when we have these emotions and we repeat them over and over and over for years, what happens is it becomes the person.
Yeah.
When they don't have enough amino acids, the body, the cells will cry out
Yeah.
for an amino acid, and they'll produce whatever it is that you have the most receivers for: dopamine, anger, whatever.
And it wouldn't help directly to give him a dose off if the receptors are not there. So it takes a while. Then the film,
Yeah.
we know they have this kind of yeah, and what is this kind of comic? What they really say the receivers and nature is, if you don't deliver me the stuff, okay, then I don't need to build the receivers anymore, right? So that's
Yeah.
you need to trigger them to build it again.
Yeah.
And there is a question, yeah, I can understand the fast thing, what can happen. But if we go now for the cell that says, okay, it takes maybe 3 years to really renew yourself. So what is really going fast and what takes a while?
So what'll happen is that when you do this work like you just did,
Mm-hmm.
you're connecting up, and you'll need to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They have they say what fires together wires together.
Yeah.
So you have to keep wiring. That's why, affirmations work to a certain extent. They're going to repeat it over time, but it's very, very challenging.
Yeah, and
When the
even the
nervous
opposite,
system,
because if you're in a resistance and no, I'm not the millionaire, and then you get the resonance more for the feeling, it kicks in.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So the wiring can happen very, very quickly.
hmm
And whatever receivers you do have for that, will be filled with that good positive feeling, and you
hmm
kick off the evolution process in your body.
hmm Just for me, as I'm not a native English speaking person, when you write, there's three things. There's this overwritten. Um, can I really interpret it as like it is exchanged? And it's not just,
Yes,
okay, we cover it up somehow. So it's really,
really changed.
really a big
That's
change.
you know that's
Mhm.
that's the big thing, is
Yes.
that you know our body will express for us the emotion we cannot process.
hmm Yes. What suppressed needs to be expressed. Yeah.
Exactly. And
hmm
if I am suppressing it, the very first thing that'll happen is I get tired. And
hmm
if I don't notice that I'm tired, and because I suppressed my anger
hmm
or my sadness, whatever, what'll happen next is I'll get sick. And
hmm
if I don't pay attention, what happens next is I get a terminal illness.
hmm
So my body will send me the warning. The
hmm
very first warning sign is I'm fatigued, I'm tired. Pay attention. And that is the time to process
Yeah.
whatever the problem might be.
Yeah. The second is just rewired. I understand it's mostly we're talking then about the brain, synapses, and everything, or is it more in the nervous system? What will
It's
be?
the Oh, that's a great question. It is everything. And what do I mean by everything? Again, if you took your brain and imagine it was like putty, dough, like dough, and you pulled the dough into your retina.
hmm
It's, your retina, your eyeballs, are actually made with brain material. And then you take this putty and you pull it down the spine. That is the other part. It's one big dough nervous system. And so the changes happen in the entire system. Right now, this is a perfect example. When you did the exercise where you put your head to the left, your eyes to the right, and what you did is you noticed that your neck responded. That was the actual mechanism of your nervous system working together, and all of a sudden letting go, letting go, letting go. And so the feeling also, you notice that also, which is part of your nervous system, began to let go. So, it's the entire thing.
Yeah. And like this now, which is the third one, is just permanently altered. But theoretically, I could work on my attention again. Maybe stupid. So what is the percentage of people they're going back or not?
So if we, like the airline example, the pyramid flying, they typically will not have the airline problem. But we are not operating in a vacuum. We don't, as humans, there's all the aspects.
Yeah.
When I resolve the airline issue, along with that, all of a sudden, I may change my eating habits.
Yeah.
But so it is the entire person that needs rewiring. It's not one aspect of life, it's all of life. So the movements, the work that we do is over time. It's permanent changes, but all kinds of changes stacked up. That's why it makes a lot of sense to have a regular practice, to work with a practitioner over a period of time, or to have discipline. If you're a disciplined person, you can also do it by yourself. It's much easier to do it with, a practitioner. There are events that you can go to. There's a big event in San Diego, California, coming up in September, which is 5 days. And what it is, 5 solid days with myself and Liz, 5 days. And we process all your shame of your lifetime, the guilt of your lifetime, the resentment, the fear, the blame, the anger, and the trusting life, the resentments, so you can forgive. So you ascend up to a place of love, of bliss, of joy, a better life. The poet Rumi says, seek not to love, but to remove the blocks to it.
Yes.
And when this happens, this is what it is. You have a better quality of life.
Yeah. We have the techniques we talked about, and the kind of instant change. How important is it for the system? Like I grew up with a lot of people said, "Oh no, you're 25 from now on." Okay, there was a peak; it goes downhill now, and so on. And then doctor said, "No, yeah, you need to live it. You're old now, and everything." And then when I started to change things, and then discovered, I can move my head again. These cognitive, when you use Cognomovement, this cognitive or this conscious experience or aha, wow, all my patterns or programming was wrong, and now there is hope. There comes, wow, how important is this in the game?
This is everything. All of those old beliefs that we had that don't serve us, they just disintegrate, and a new reality emerges. That, the wonderful thing is that there was an old belief that you reach a peak 25 or whatever age, and then you slowly decline and things get worse, and the brain shrinks and all of those things. None are true. There is brain scans that when you do certain things like cognomovement, you actually can have a complete vibrant brain. The work of Dr. Daniel Amen. Have you had him on your
No.
show?
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. Daniel Amen has done something like I think it was something like 700, 800,000 SPECT scans of the brain, where they can tell where the blood flows in the brain, where it doesn't, where's the damage, the information. He has seen more brains than anybody in the entire world ever. He was a person that was a radiologist doing brain scans. He became a psychologist. And he said that the psychologists were the only branch of the medical community that did not look at the organ that they treat. And he started looking at it because he was a radiologist.
Yeah.
The information that he has gleaned from hundreds of thousands of brain scans shows that you can recover, not only recover, but you can actually get better. You can make your brain better and better. And there are so many things that can be done for that.
Yeah, I'm just had Dr. Hill from Peak Brain Institute talking. We'll train with them a little bit, and then I can tell more how that works. But it's the same, just working on the brain. And I visited 40 years of Zen there, and made the experience, and really with the wiring, that because of your ahas, you're conscious, oh, something is different, that it even really make it stronger, the change in the brain. Like it's a muscle if you train it more. Yeah.
It is. And the problem is nobody gave us a user's manual.
Yes.
Nobody said, hey,
was interested in, even my parents didn't have it, they didn't know it. But I'm sure if they would have been really interested in that, I become independent and don't follow me, maybe, or just no.
Yeah.
Government, say,
the evidence of it is all over the place.
Yeah.
When you look at people, in the Bible, they said those stiff-necked people, they were talking about stiff-necked people. Well, when a person has a stiff neck, they with a stiff neck, they have stiff opinions. I don't look at that other opinion. I don't like you the way you're doing it. You're wrong.
Yeah.
But when this loosens up, you're looking and you're going to see more perspective, more opinions, and it becomes natural, just like you said, that it's natural epiphanies. It's all linked.
So what a great, message for the future. There's no age where not it's possible to develop. If it's muscles, brain, everything unblock, and whatever missed in life. So don't make a bucket list with everything what you think now. So just unblock, and then maybe you see so much more possibilities.
Oh, yes.
That you don't limit yourself with limited goal setting. Bill, it is so interesting. I'm curious, want to learn more. And okay, we're a little bit limited in the time here to do it. People who want to know more and understood, they can go on the website. They can book programs where they follow by themselves, or they can find on the website practitioners where they can train. There's an event, you said, in San Diego in December 20...
September 2024.
2024, yeah. So there's a lot of possibilities to learn. You have on the UK Health Radio, the weekly show. So that is easy also to get more information. What else is important?
Cognomovement.com. That's Cognomovement rewiring.com. And on there, you can find under the events, the event that's coming up, the 5-day event in San Diego. And there's the courses are under the that tab where you can get a course by yourself there, and the practitioner tab where you can book a session if you like, as well if you'd like to work with somebody. So those are the ways to work with us. And there is the amazing thing here is that it's not what you think. There are other possibilities.
Oh, there I can only agree because it's somehow the same. I say, even if I come from a different angle, because the thinking is like a computer is only repeating what you put in so far. Yeah, and there are so many other programs your computer don't have yet. So look at it and allow this. And it was a fun session for me here also. And I think when I see, and okay, the listeners maybe don't see you here, but on YouTube you can see it. Also, this radiance you have, this energy, the smile in your face, and this good looking. So this is also a practitioner I really like to follow. Yeah, and not just some just talking it and can't show it. Yes. So, Bill, thank you very much for today. And dear listener, just I guess you listen 2 or 3 times or watch it 2 or 3 times, make notes, and you go to Bill's website. Okay. And enjoy the programs.
Thank you, Wolfgang.
Thank you, Bill.